What is up, you order? This is me, your host, once again, Jeremiah Duncan. Welcome back to the channel. Today's review I'm bringing for you is a supernatural exorcism style movie that I think you might want to check out. Maybe you already have. I'm talking about the 2013 release of The Last Exorcism Part 2. So this is rated PG-13, runs for an hour and 28 minutes. So if you haven't seen this film or you haven't seen the first one, let's tell you a little bit about it, okay? Nell Sweetzer, is back in a relatively relatively safety of civilization and is sent to live in a group home where she's encouraged to leave her past behind and start a new life. Just as Nell settles in, she is tormented by the seductive demonic presence that once possessed her. She realizes that an evil force is back with unimaginable, horrific plans, which she could only mean that her last exorcism was just the beginning. So, this thing, of course, from producers Eli Roth of Hostel and the producers of Dawn of the Dead. So, I mean, you've got a lot of names in here that are pushing this. But this thing was intense from the start. I mean, despite it being ironic that it's The Last Exorcism Part 2, which just cracks me up because it's like, it's the last one, but here we go again, but I'm a sucker for exorcism movies. Anybody that's a fan of the channel knows that The Exorcist is one of my favorite movies of all time, but I just love exorcism movies and the supernatural, the paranormal ones, because they creep me out, man. They're just insane. There's tons of occult and voodoo symbolism that are meshed throughout this thing. And to me, that was one of the coolest aspects of this movie. Because, of course, trying to find a new spin on exorcisms, you've had some that you get the rabbi, most of the time it's a priest and all this stuff. Well, you have the voodoo aspect on this one, which is pretty cool, pretty original, and I really liked that. I'm kind of indifferent on the ending of how this thing is because I do like that it was cool that it's not a happy ending, that the demon basically, spoiler alert, the demon basically got away, but it was so flippin' cheesy and kind of dumb where she's possessed and it's like she's leaving in a car and stuff's blowing up and she just looks in the mirrors yeah, I got him. I don't know, this kind of cheeseball ending, so that really took my score down on this because it just left a sour taste in my mouth. And I mean, despite being PG-13, it's kept me engaged. I didn't really feel like a PG-13, because it was intense a lot. Now, is this thing groundbreaking? Obviously not. I mean, it's not. It's entertainment. You know what you're getting. I'm getting an exorcism movie. It's gonna deliver. Thank you. And I liked it. It was co-written by Damien Chazelle, who did 10 Cloverfield Lane, La La Land, so I'm a pretty good writer there for sure. And it does feature Julia Garner, who's a total babe, by the way. It was in Ozarks and Sin City, Dame to Kill For, and just I think a fantastic actress, and I just really love her vibe. This does tie into the first one a little bit, of course, because, you have the previous story. However, you could watch this on its own, and you don't really need to, watch the first one to watch this. You can watch it on your own. The good thing about this one is where the first one's more found footage, this is more of an actual movie, so there is that. Not a bad movie. It's kind of, I'm giving it a 5 out of 10. Pretty good. Am I going to watch it again? Maybe, maybe not if somebody hadn't seen it, but it's not one that I'd be like, bro, you need to check this out. 2013, Last Exorcism, Part 2, 5 out of 10. If you've seen it, comment below. Love to hear your thoughts. Like, subscribe, hit the death bell for notifications. Stick around.